Your mom. All right, guys. So Steppenwolf is freaking loud. So I'm back up here at John's, and what we're doing now is I'm on the cheap as always. So I have bought this little fake Flowmaster 10. It's just a single chamber race muffler, but it was like 39 bucks. So you know, there's two problems. The reason it's so loud in the cab is, number one, the exhaust comes out right under the door where John currently is. We need it to come out back here. Yeah, hi John. We need it to come out back here. So we got a piece of pipe from Mighty Muffler. Yeah, I was actually going to throw a shout out to Lynn at Mighty Muffler, because you know, he hooked us up with a piece of 3-inch pipe. Not the first time he's hooked me up. Great guy. If you need any exhaust work and you live in Knoxville here, you need to check out Mighty Muffler on Western Avenue. Anyway, so what?
Turned down for what?
So anyway, this thing's not going to quiet it down a lot, but hopefully it'll knock all the raspiness out of it, and you know, getting the exhaust out from under the cab and, you know, back here by the step should help a lot inside. I don't really care what people think about the outside. I just, you know, don't want to have all the droning in my head, like, because that's like right up in the recess of the cross member, but then that puts the muffler right here, like,
Well, it kind of needs to be over this way then.
which is not in the recess of the cross member. But I think that recess is there because, well, I mean, we can put the muffler right here under the frame, dude. It's not a big deal, because like I said, even under it, like, it's got to be that low to come out the side any fucking way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's fine, that's fine.
And you won't be able to see it from outside.
Yeah, that's fine. So what we have determined is that the exhaust pipe he's got is going to be butt to butt, 3-inch. So we're making a
butt, like lesbians.
butt to butt. Well, they want your money on that video.
Yeah, demonetized.
Shameful. I'm trying to get him to start washing his mouth. Anyhow, so we're running up here to our local exhaust shop to have these pipes flared a little bit so they'll fit over the top of each other and not butt welding. I'm not a fan of butt welding stuff together.
You said butt again.
I did say butt again. So we'll just take you on a little ride over here. We'll speed up this montage on the way to our local exhaust shop. Just snapping away. And if I get up and start working in the garage at 4 o'clock in the morning, my wife has a tendency of throwing things at me. She just doesn't understand car culture. Us car guys, we just work on it till it's done. I break for dinner time, obviously. How about you? Do you do what your wife says?
Always. Oh, look, dude, a race truck.
Sounds like a 4-cylinder.
Is it?
Sounds that way. Go, 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 go.
All right, guys, as usual, Lynn over here at Mighty Muffler, he's hooked us up, you know, got the pipes flared for us and everything, so should be good to go now. All right, John, what are we doing?
I am doing what you say can't be done, because I've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We're eastbound. Just watch Old Bandit run.
So what we're trying to do is basically turn a 90 into a 45.
And Robert's doubting me again. As usual.
Oh, for those of you who didn't see the video on where we made this downpipe, this is the downpipe.
Yeah, but did you die?
As soon as we get it finalized, you know, we'll wrap it at least down to about right here where it goes, you know, down below the cab of the truck. We'll wrap it with some header wrap. Hopefully I've got enough left. What we're doing down here, what I wanted to do was V-band this down here, where that pipe is going to meet the pipe with the muffler on it. Unfortunately, I do not have another 3-inch V-band set up at the house. So what we're going to do is, you know, we went, as you just saw, we went to Mighty Muffler, and he flared this pipe for us. So we're just going to slip this pipe over that pipe. We've got a clamp, and we're just going to clamp it down. Now in the future, you'll notice this is all stainless. The piece of pipe that we got from Mighty Muffler is not, it's just, you know, aluminized steel. In the future, what we're going to do, I'm going to keep this down pipe because honestly I like it, and it fits perfect the way we need it to. But in the future, we will be welding a V-band onto it back here, and I'll get some you know, some more stainless, and we'll probably go with like a MagnaFlow muffler, something like that, that'll be a little bit quieter than this. This is our budget option here, guys. Like this whole downpipe, again, we made a video on this if you want to check out the downpipe video, but this whole downpipe was made from scrap that we had laying around, you know, scrap 3-inch stainless. So technically all this cost was the welding rod. Well, and you know, I had to buy the bung here for the O2 sensor, the wideband. But other than that, you know, the only thing that we really paid for on this whole exhaust is this muffler right here, which was $39. All right, I got a question. Huh? Do we have enough lead with like your ground and your TIG there to where we could just like kind of bolt this on and go under the truck and tack that piece exactly where we need it instead of redoing it?
Eyeballing it?
Yeah. Couldn't we just?
Yeah, we could do that.
Wouldn't be as much fun though, would it?
No. You know, I take a lot of my inspiration from Mike Finnegan and David Freiberger from Roadkill, because those are two really smart guys, and it drives me crazy to watch them on their shows, because sometimes they do the most harebrained stuff, and it reminds me a lot of us, because you're pretty tech savvy like David Freiberger, and like me, Mike Finnegan, very mechanical savvy, but between us both, we do dumb stuff.
Yeah, we're constantly doing dumb shit.
But the end result is always something pretty darn cool.
Yeah, it is. It usually turns out pretty good in the end.
So yeah, let's
take it under the truck.
Let's bolt this on. Why? Because roadkill.
This cheap eBay V-band is pissing me off, dude. It's all freaking warped. But I guess that's what happens when you can't afford to pay $50 for a V-band. You get eBay quality, and it warps after, like, you know, the 20th time you take it off. Oh wait. Just another reason to try to get this done in one shot, huh? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember like the first 10 times I put this on, I couldn't run this nylon nut up with my hands. Now I can pretty much tighten it up with my fingertips. Okay, we need to move just a little bit because I'm touching. All right, am I touching the frame? Can you even see that?
Yeah, there's like 3 inches in between here.
Oh really? I'm not touching the frame at all? Oh, now I'm touching the header.
Okay.
Will it move now?
No, that's good.
It's where it needs to be. I'm real close to that heater box, but I'm not worried about it because it's coming out eventually anyway. I'm more worried about whether or not this V-band is still closing the gap here. All right, I'm gonna snug it because I think we're about where we need to be. All right. You know this is supposed to be temporary, right? Like there was no need to lay dimes, dude.
That's how I roll. I roll. Ricola!
Alright guys, so here is our turbo exhaust. The little turnout right there. Yeah, that's like totally professional and shit. So we have actually switched for a second from the exhaust. Well, technically no, this is still exhaust, right? Mm-hmm. Here's the problem, alright? I do not currently have a dump on my wastegate. So what's happening is when I get into boost, it is blowing the hot exhaust out and hitting the back of my oil feed here. Not good. Also starting to melt my wiring. You know, my number 2 fuel injector here, it's melted all the tape off the wiring. Also not good. I'm lucky it hasn't burned all the way through yet. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead, and since we're out here, we're going to go ahead and make a dump tube for this. John has fabbed up a janky ass downpipe, or I'm sorry, dump tube, which is pretty cool. We were going to try to tie it in here, but for reasons I'm not going to go into, mainly we don't want to have to keep taking the exhaust apart. And I like the sound of an open dump. So what we decided to do is we flip the wastegate around where it's facing forward instead of backwards, and we're coming off our wastegate and we're gonna go straight down. I'm gonna cut a hole in the inner fender there, and the dump tube is just gonna be coming out underneath the front of the truck right there.
And this is actually for a dual purpose. Not only is it going to blow straight down, but we can actually use this truck as a street sweeper too, because this will just blow all the dirt right out of the curb, and the exhaust back there will just blow it back up in people's yards.
Yeah, maybe I can get a job with the city.
There you go.
Check out my wastegate dump tube, yo.
I was going to clean it up a little bit first.
Yo. Aight. Grind that shit, homie.
Santa Claus answered my prayers. I was like, Santa Claus, did we give you something for Christmas? He's like, yes, young man, I'm getting you a grinder.
Alright, John had to clean it up there because he wasn't happy with it. But here we go. Yeah, we're gonna bolt this sucker in. Wastegate dump is on there. Goes straight down, dumps out that hole right underneath the front end. We're about to fire this thing up and see what it sounds like. Oh yeah, dude, that's way better, way better. It knocked all the raspiness out. It's more of a mellow. What?
We've got to fix this.
Yeah, we're gonna shorten the steering column about 3 inches.
I'm not that huge.
This exhaust works amazing. Like it's not even that loud in here at all now. You heard that? How much throttle was that?
Barely.
I was gonna say, because that didn't feel like full throttle.
No. You said you haven't punched this thing full throttle yet.
No, I haven't. Like I hit 91% throttle was the most I've done it. I mean,
I'm feeling very self-conscious about this kind of thing.
Dude, I'm loving how we're just cruising and it's like not loud at all. It actually knocked a lot of the whistling out too.
It did.
Is that 4 pounds of boost? Yeah.
Brakes don't hold very well.
No. Yeah, that was better.
It broke the tire switch, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it chirped it pretty good over here. Shit, how fast did you just get up to?
I have no idea.
I was like, you were slowing down, and I looked over and it said 70. Yeah. Oh, you were slowing down. I looked over at 70. I was like, damn.
I thought it was breaking up.
It was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's still going. It's still going rich in certain spots. I think that's why sometimes it feels like it's pulling really hard, and sometimes it just feels like crap because it's hitting those. Okay, I gotta say it. I've got a nasty hole in my fuel map.
It drives good.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty quiet. I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. I just got to get the tune worked out, and because I mean, like now, I mean, I can cruise in this again.
You know, I'm going to catch a lot of internet flack.
Why? What?
Fat gut the steering wheel.
Oh. Steering wheel, full tilt. Now the pull where you were already rolling, and then it, you know, took off. Yeah, that jump, because it jumped from 50 to, I'm guessing, about 80, like.
It downshifted pretty damn hard.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
Let's go do a Walmart flyby.
Hey, what's in that truck? 305. It's 307. This thing is way quieter. Yeah, I'd love to have this steering wheel about 3 inches further that way. That would be awesome.
I don't drive this truck the way it's supposed to be driven because it's not mine and I don't want to break it.
You hear that? Important thing is, it's really quiet now.
It very much is.
I mean, it's just like any other old truck, in the cab anyway. It's still kind of loud outside, but we've got the pipe past the cab now and coming out over there kind of under the step. So, yeah, you can ride around in it now. You don't have to yell. Because I don't know if you remember the last video, but we were kind of having to yell at each other to talk.
Yeah. Is that hood shut?
Huh?
Is the hood shut?
Yeah, that side's wrinkled up, dude. And it's,
That sucks.
yeah. It's freaking powder.
Look at that. In case you missed that, that was a 53 F100. Up here where we live at, there is classic cars out on the roads every day. It's not like people build these things and just keep them in their garage. They actually take them out and drive them. There's a group up here called the Clinton Highway Cruisers. Right near our house is an Arby's, and behind the Arby's, they have a parking lot like an old Walmart, and it is full of old hot rods every Saturday. We have this friendly rivalry going with Tennessee Lawn Care and the Bass Yacker, both of those guys on YouTube. They came over to my house one night after I had kind of sort of vandalized their truck.
Kind of, sort of?
Well,
You drew dicks and stuff all over.
I did draw all over their truck with a Sharpie. I drew penises. It was quite funny. So in retaliation, they came over to my house and completely mummy wrapped my pickup truck. I mean, top to bottom, front to back. So this morning, I was passing my son coming down the street that we live on, and I couldn't help but notice that they had parked their big rig. Those guys do trucking also. They parked their big rig right down the street from the house. So we couldn't resist the opportunity to get a little payback. Hi there. Mostly the wind has blown it all off now.
Oh, yeah, just about all the toilet paper's gone.
But we'll give you a shot out here out the window here. We kind of stopped and TP'd their truck, which we thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, the wind's blown just about all of it off now.
You gotta drive by their house real quick and see if they're back yet.
Ah, going up here. We need to get the 54 moved.
See, now we like those guys. They make a really cute couple.
All right, guys, so we got our exhaust on, got our dump tube ran on our wastegate. Thanks again to John, who is walking away. But John got it all welded up. So anyway, I'm gonna get this thing home, hopefully get this video up, and we're gonna start working on the 54 now. We got floorboards to weld up holes in, get painted, so we can start running the wiring on the 54. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button if you want to see more, and see you next time here on Bad Luck Garage.